mean, they could use the plane as a weapon. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you trust them to fly the plane, there should be no security. Some pilots, male and female, have complained the pat-downs make them feel uncomfortable. Yeah, their reports are that it hurts, and they grab their breasts and genitals. The group urged any pilot who feels unfit for duty afterward, because they're shook up, to call in sick and remove themselves from the trip. So that's a form of strike that's already happening. This has prompted urgent talks between the pilots group and the TSA administrator. Again, this has prompted urgent talks between the TSA and the pilots group and the TSA administrator, John Pistoli. The two sides hope to resolve the matter in a few weeks, Prater said. Now, before I get into the hardcore info, as I babble through this article, because as I'm thinking, as I'm reading, I'm thinking of all the different angles here. Remember just 3 weeks ago, a pilot said no to the pat-downs and no to the scanners, and then they wouldn't let him fly, and then he got in all this trouble. Then they threatened to fire him, and he stood his ground. Now it's thousands of pilots, tens of thousands of flight attendants, airport workers, TSA agents complaining about it. See, one guy stood up, and now everybody's standing up. What do they say in the movie A Bug's Life? The grasshopper. They're saying, why are we oppressing these ants? We don't need them for food. We don't need them as slaves. And the head grasshopper says, those little puny ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, our way of life is over. So those of you that call yourselves patriots that say we have no power, anybody that says we can change things or make them better is a liar. That is defeatist, globalist propaganda. It is a lie. I'm going to come back and get into the most hardcore information on this front, because they've got the travel agencies, the hotels, the theme park heads, not just the unions. This revolt is becoming absolutely massive. Now, no doubt the globalists are going to launch some more bombs on planes. I have no doubt of that, to try to get this through. Because it's not just about the billions for the scanners. It's about teaching us that they're the boss. And it's about federalizing the streets of America next.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091. Visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, Dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to continue now with this Reuters report. Pilots and passengers rail at new airport pat-downs. Headline, Gateway to Commerce. Well, that's what this is all about. If the government can control the airways and the highways, they control everything, just like Rome. Executives from the travel industry, including online travel sites, theme parks, and hotels, were set to meet with Homeland Security Director Janet Napolitano and the head of the TSA today to discuss their concerns that security is crippling travel. You see, the boycott's working. My wife and children haven't flown in 9 years, ladies and gentlemen, because they're not going through it. And if you stop me at a checkpoint in the highway, you're not putting your hands on my daughters and my son and my wife. You got it, thugs? With your open borders, you got it? We know your bosses carried out the attacks. You got it? It's over. We know you carried out the attacks to set up a police state grid to get away with stealing all the pension funds and taxing us. It's all about the foreign banks taking over. This is how they're introducing authoritarian oppression. Sorry, I'm getting angry when I just think about it. Executives from the travel industry. See, this is the power of the people, including online travel sites, theme parks, and hotels, were set to meet Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano and the head of the TSA, Pistoli, on Friday to discuss their concerns that security is crippling travel. We have received hundreds of emails and phone calls from travelers vowing to stop flying, said Geoff Freeman, an executive vice president of the U.S. Travel Association. How about they get thousands? And don't stop. They think this will go away in a few weeks. It's not going away. It's going to get more intense. That's why in the last year I've had several naked body scanner contests and protests and flyers asking folks to post anti-TSA flyers all over your towns and cities. It was in the Dallas news yesterday that somebody put up our flyers about fluoride being poisoned in the water, and that the health department and water department pulled them all down and is scared that people think fluoride is poison. The power of you going out and pointing out the 10 trillion pound elephant in the living room, that the emperor has no clothes, is unstoppable. No army can stop an idea whose time has come. You've got the power. Start realizing it. I've always told you, as soon as you realize you've got power, as soon as you take action and aren't shunted off into the left-right paradigm and all this garbage, it's over. For 9+ years, for more than that, for 15 years, I've talked about government-sponsored terrorism, from Oklahoma City on. I don't care what people think. I've got the facts. And now Glenn Beck's on TV saying Obama's people are getting ready to stage a new Oklahoma City. Unbelievable. And even I saw a neocon site attack Glenn Beck over that, little green footballs. I mean, you're losing control, New World Order. You're losing control because the people are awake, and they're going to get more awake. I've described it as America was in a deep trance, a deep sleep. Now we're on the edge of our bed, kind of rubbing, the sleep out of our eyes. But now that people are awake, we're able to give them the coffee. Here, okay, you're awake now. Drink this. Here's all the info. And in just 15, 20 minutes, that caffeine's going to hit. 15, 20 minutes in societal time, 6 months a year. So the globalists are going to stage more attacks and do all sorts of crisis creation and perception management, i.e. lying, to try to put us back to sleep. It ain't going to work if we get up and yell and scream that much louder. You see people starting to go back to sleep, go, wake up! No! Don't let the body snatchers get your soul, your mind, your intellect. So listen to the magnitude of this, how exciting this is. Executives from the travel industry, including online travel sites, theme parks, and hotels, were set to meet with Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano in Pistoia on Friday to discuss their concerns that security is crippling travel. Europe's pulling this stuff out because it's killing tourism. We have received hundreds of emails and phone calls from travelers vowing to stop flying, said the executive vice president of U.S. Travel Association, which was set to meet with Obama administration officials. You can't talk on the one hand about creating jobs in this country and getting the economy back on track, and on the other hand, discourage millions of Americans from flying, which is the gateway to commerce, he said. Well, they're raising taxes all over the country and the world, knowing that'll stall the economy further and have less tax receipts. And the globalist states, CFR, Club of Rome, UN, they want a post-industrial world. It's the big mega banks waging war against real industry and commerce. They want to consolidate it. You think a corrupt bank 70, 80 years ago wanted the farmer on his last payment to make his last payment and own the farm? No, they want all those payments over the years and then to steal them. And they get people to sign fraudulent contracts, 10 years before, and on the last payment day, they'd come and refuse the payment and take the farm. They're taking the farm, folks. It's really simple. Of course they want to shut down the economy. Of course they don't want you flying. They want carbon taxes, they've announced, of over $1,000 to fly from the U.S. to England. England wants 2,000 pounds to leave England. They're trying to put those in place. That's like $3,500 to leave England on any flight out of the country for carbon taxes. Of course they don't want you flying. Of course they don't want you. The head of the Transportation Administration, 6-7 months ago, was in the Wall Street Journal and said, yes, we are anti-car. Yes, we want you out of your cars. Yes, we don't want highways. Continuing, you can't talk on the one hand about creating jobs in this country and getting the economy back on track, and on the other hand, discourage millions of Americans from flying, which is the gateway to commerce, he said. By the way, I was so focused covering the national election. Will you guys search and see if the carbon taxes, greenhouse gas law went into effect last week in California? I know it was neck and neck in the polls. It'd be a 20% tax on anything producing carbon dioxide. And imagine a 20% tax on top of everything in California. What industry won't leave to another state like Texas, or won't leave to China, or won't leave to South Korea, where there's none of these carbon taxes? So just look that up. I forget the prop number, but I want to see if, something like voters reject greenhouse curbs. They don't even call it a tax. Or voters pass. I don't know, because they'd already passed the law years ago. It was a ballot initiative to get rid of it. Maybe somebody can Twitter us who's in California. Do what? They rejected it. So by rejecting it, they shot down the carbon taxes? Oh, they went with it. Oh, my gosh. French news agency. California rejects proposal to repeal greenhouse gas law. Arnold Schwarzenegger welcomed late Tuesday voters' rejection of a proposal to backtrack on a law limiting greenhouse gas emissions in the most populous U.S. state. Proposition 23, one of the series of referendums held alongside midterm and governor polls, sought to all but repeal the 2006 Schwarzenegger